I was asked a question by a Gold Pass member about drawing objects on the subchart. So what I've done is a little example here, and as you can see at the moment we've got a horizontal line, and what I've done is when the program is first applied, in other words if I press Ctrl R to refresh the screen, then the line is drawn at the close when it is applied to the chart. So you'll see this bar developing, and that won't necessarily remain as a close, but the point of this tutorial is to show how you can apply drawing objects to Data2. So I've got an input, and the input is saying, do we want the drawing object drawn on Data1 or on dataset 2? So if I were to go into here and change that to 2, incidentally I've got two, Data1 is pound dollar and Data2 is euro dollar, and they're both 5 minutes. So I'm going to change that to 2, and what you'll see now is that the line is drawn at the close when it was applied of Data2. So let's have a look at the program. It's quite simple. There are a couple of things that you need to be aware of. So first of all, we're including our namespaces as usual using elsystem.drawing, which for example contains the color which we're using, and elsystem.drawing objects, which contains the horizontal line. So we've got our input, and then we've got two well, in fact we're just going to look at this one to start. We've got horizontal line HL close. So what we do in a one statement on the last bar on chart is we say HL close equals horizontal line dot create. Now we're using this function which is overloaded. We have an extra input here, so we've got two inputs. One is the price value, and we're using the price of the data set that we've got in our input. So in other words, if data set is 1, that's going to use the close of data set 1. If it's 2, it's going to use close of data set 2. And then the second one is telling it which data to be applied to. Now the slightly surprising thing here is that for data set 1 the value of that needs to be 0, and for data set 2 the value of that needs to be 1. So what we do, we subtract 1 from the value of our input. We need to set the horizontal line to persist. Now that's because we're possibly applying this mid bar, and if we don't set it to persist, then it will just quickly flash on and disappear immediately. So we need that to be true. I've set the weight to 5 just so we can see it more clearly. And then what I've done is made it so if it's data set 1, in other words this input, then we set the color to orange. If it's not data set 1, then we set the color to hot pink, and then we add the drawing object to the chart. Now what we could also do is say, well actually we want to have a line drawn on both subcharts. So we could do that, creating another HL close, another horizontal line HL close 2, and just going to uncomment this here. So we're doing the same thing. We're creating the line, we're setting it to persist, and incidentally we're creating it and we're applying it to 0. That means the data 1, and we're adding the value to the chart. So having uncommented that, if we go back, okay, we need to remove the second curly bracket. Having applied that to the chart, you'll now see that we're getting two lines. We're getting a line on data 2, and we've also got a line on data 1. If I refresh the screen, you'll see that that's drawing it at the close of data 1, and this was drawn at the close of data 2. Anyway, hopefully that will be useful to you. I might do another one on a similar subject hopefully soon. So in the meantime, have a great day.